Assassin's Creed Mirage is on the horizon, and as its release gets closer, we can start anticipating what the game will bring to the series in terms of narrative and of gameplay. We already have a decent amount of information about what's to be included in the game, but there are certain things that haven't been confirmed yet that are an absolute must for this supposed series revival, and aspects that have been announced that need to be executed perfectly. So today I'm going to go through the 5 biggest things that AC Mirage needs to be the best game we can hope for. First and foremost, it goes without saying that this game absolutely needs to include social stealth, and by that I don't mean Valhalla's watered down, inconsistent version of the once revolutionary system, but instead a return to true social stealth, in which the society that Basim exists within reacts and changes due to his actions. In the first game 15 years ago, we had a stealth system in which guards had varying levels of suspicion based on how you went about undertaking your missions, and as the game went on and in turn your reputation grew, their suspicions became more aggressive. This system, in tandem with the reintroduction of crowd blending, hiding spots, and a notoriety system, would finally allow for the blade in the crowd fantasy that's been lost from the series since 2017. This remastering of social stealth also goes hand in hand with another element of the game's stealth that I believe would be a fantastic addition, and that is the reintroduction of a variation of bombs into the series stealth. Of course, keeping in line with both lore and real-world history, an over-expansive selection of bomb types akin to Revelations is probably out of the question. However, the reintroduction of smoke bombs, cherry bombs, and stun bombs are the very least Mirage needs to create varied and interesting stealth encounters. And it seems smoke bombs are already confirmed by a number of the trailers, both in classic form and with coloured counterparts. Another aspect of the series that's taken a massive hit since the soft reboot of the franchise back in 2017 is the parkour, one of the most iconic aspects of the entire franchise. Mirage already seems to be returning to a focus on parkour in its early promotion, and supposedly the mechanic is to take great inspiration from the parkour of Assassin's Creed Unity, which is a great sign for fans of that system. However, for it to be truly excellent, Mirage will have to find a way to bring the fantastic animations and city design of Unity and combine it with the precise mechanics of the Ezio trilogy and AC1, prioritizing player control while still allowing for stylistic runs. If the Mirage team can get these two elements to work in tandem, we could very well see one of the best movement systems in the history of video games. But if it reverts back to the system of Origins through Valhalla, it'll be nothing less than disaster. Speaking of systems from Origins through Valhalla, one of the biggest detriments to the recent game's cohesiveness comes in the way they've told their stories, allowing for the players to experience each respective narrative in a variety of ways, regardless of linearity. Assassin's Creed once prided itself on tight, perfectly paced linear narratives contained within expansive and varied open worlds, and that narrative structure is something that needs to make a return, which it seems Mirage already intends to do. However, for the linear narrative to be perfect, it also needs to bring back the DNA sequences that built out the structure of the games, and that allowed for players to replay missions. Replayability was one of the series' greatest strengths from AC1 to Syndicate, and if Mirage can build well-designed, unique and interesting missions to flesh out a tight story, it could make for some incredibly memorable sequences that leave a lasting impression on the player. This linear narrative structure is probably the most important thing Mirage needs to succeed in recapturing the soul of the series. However, there's one thing I want to see even more, and that's the return of the Brotherhood system. Originally implemented in 2010, the Brotherhood system made appearances in one way or another until Black Flag, and it allowed for a feeling of progression within the Assassin Order, recruiting assassins to join the Brotherhood to aid you in missions and to go on external missions to gain you riches. I don't think that there's been a better opportunity than right now to have the system make a return. From the trailer, it seems as if Basim himself will be recruited by Roshan due to his skills and abilities in the street, and so to transition that responsibility onto Basim would allow for him to fall into the mentor role that we saw he had in Valhalla. This would also allow for a natural introduction of a young Hytham into the game, who we of course know would go on to be Basim's apprentice in England. The Brotherhood system was a truly unique mechanic of the series that added to its immersion and its interweaving of story and world, and I think it would make for a great addition to the series' revival game. But let me know, is there any other things you want to see introduced or reintroduced to Mirage, or do you disagree with me about any of these? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit like, and with that being said, I've been Joe, aka Scarab, and I will see you in the next one.